All right, we are in Santa Fe, New Mexico, doing a mic check for the Capitol High School Al Armendariz tournament. Watching right now, the camera is showing the tournament with the boys, and that is between Cottonwood Classic and Aztec. Looks like Aztec is leading 50-36, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, that's right. Aztec is the home team. All right, this is Ron Gunter, just going to be doing the live game between, of course, Hobbs, and it's going to be Santa Fe Indian School. They're known as the Braves, so it's the Braves versus the Eagles. They'll be happening around 2 o'clock, depending on how long this game goes for. Once again, doing a mic check. Going to check the other one in just a second right here as we listen to it live. We'll soon be live on the internet, Cool 95.7, along with, of course, the Eagle will be on the radio later on as well. Mic check, mic check. This is a mic check, just making sure that audio levels are good. Usually they are, but we want to make sure that they're always good so that way the listener and the watcher can enjoy it without having to worry about the sound. All right, once again, we're at the Capitol High School Al Armendariz tournament. This is round number 2, where we're going to see the Braves versus the Eagles. Right now we're watching the boys play. Once again, Cottonwood Classic versus Aztec. And then later on, one of our the other team that we're going to be watching or watching out for, Las Vegas Dons versus Capital Jaguars. No, sorry. That is it's the Navajo Prep Eagles versus the West Las Vegas Dons. Of course, the winner of that one will possibly face the winner of this next game between the Eagles and the Braves. Probably will be the Eagles, but you never know. That's the reason why they play these games. Once again, we are in Santa Fe. Going to be live on the air on Eagle 100.5, along with our, of course, Cool 95.7. We're going to be on that one on the Facebook page. Also on YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. We cannot forget that. Of course, our sponsors. We cannot forget our sponsors for whom without we would not be able to get on the air. And I'll get those to you in just a second. Masco Construction, along with Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, NMR Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Thanks again. We're going to be back in just moments after this game to start the pregame for you for the Hobbs Eagles versus the Santa Fe Indian Braves right here.
Both mics are good. I'm leaving you to do a break.
Very good, thanks.
I am back.
All right, we are 4.5 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So yeah, at the very least, we may be starting at 2 o'clock.
Say that one more time. You cut out.
I said, I think we may be going at 2 o'clock, but it's hard to say because you know how games go. The last 2 minutes last longer than normal.
Right. Right.
So we'll
okay.
just see. Although it's a 20-point game, probably not a whole lot are going to be dragging her out. We could just go on.
All right. I'm gonna go do a break and I'll be back.
Yeah. You do that.
What are we doing here?
I already did the mic test. She's on a break.
Okay. What if we got up? Yeah, you just.
Try tightening up and doing everything else. And it works for about a minute, and then it gets loose.
He got it.
Okay. I wonder when he did that. Actually, could say.
Well, we're late already, aren't we?
Yep.
After all that crap.
Yep.
Jeez.
I know.
Welcome to Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball, live on the radio at the Eagle 100.5, on the internet, hobbsamerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Tiffany Stuber back at the station. Round 2 of the Capital High School Tournament here in the capital city of New Mexico, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles in the semifinals. Big win yesterday over Grants, and today they've got the Santa Fe Indian School. I think a big step up in terms of competition in this game. This Santa Fe Indian program is a perennial playoff contender. In fact, for quite a few years, they make it to the quarterfinals, the last 2 seasons to the championship round in their division, which is a couple steps below the Hobbs Lady Eagles, but still a lot better competition than what we saw yesterday after Lady Eagles mercy rolled Grants, and that's just an understatement.
Exactly. Well, this score was founded in 1890. They are 3A. They're a little bit below Hobbs, but still I have a feeling that they're going to come out strong. 23-8 last season and 5-3 in district, so they know how to play the game. It's just a matter of who's going to step up and be able to do it, whether it be the captain Ortiz or maybe even Lewis, who is a junior. She's also a captain. She could step up as well. She's one of those starters for this Indian Braves team, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can deal with. I'm sure they watched yesterday with interest on how the Eagles were able to press out, were able to box in, get those turnovers as well as get those three-point shots. I'm sure they watched all of it, and they tried to see if they can match that kind of energy, that intensity. I was going to try to say energy and intensity. It doesn't work out that way, but they're going to definitely see if they can match the intensity of the Hobbs Eagles and be able to keep up with them step by step.
87-14, the victory yesterday over Grants for Hobbs, winning by 73 points, third highest in history of the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and of course, a big mercy rule win. It was at halftime by 49, almost a 50-point margin at that point. You mentioned turnovers. Hobbs causing 39, doing with that full court trap, 1-2-2, much of the game, and it was in the half court actually in parts of the game too, kind of squeezing it up on him, and a lot of turnovers are coming one after the other for Grants. Hobbs finished with 5 in double digits in that game. And a lady coming off the bench, Kaislyn Munoz, she's just a freshman, had 18 points, big-time scoring for her, even shot a couple of trays. She's more of a post player, but was shooting from the outside as well, so pretty nice job for her. Also getting 15, Brett Clay. She had 3 three-pointers herself, 13 for Kendall Cunningham, almost had a double-double with 9 rebounds on top of that, was perfect on the line, 5 for 5. And then Eliana Armitage coming off the bench for 12 points, 2 for 2 free throw shooting. I was talking to Kendall's dad just a couple of minutes ago, too. I was mentioning during the broadcast yesterday that she hadn't shot any free throws up until yesterday's game. He said she did have a game with 3 for 4, so I didn't have the right stat on that. But yesterday, perfect, 5 for 5, so trumping up the numbers there. Great job for her, and again, almost had a double-double. Hobbs shooting decent from the free throw line as well at 70%, better than their 59% average prior to that. So definitely was a good situation there, and complete domination in terms of rebounds, 37-16, so 21 more, well past their average on the season. So we knew against that competition they were going to get a W out of it. Just how bad it was going to be, 87-14, a whole different thing. Yeah,
and Coach Carpenter always likes to see the best out of his players, no matter who's on the court. It doesn't matter who's against him as well. He wants them to play like it's the number 1 versus number 2 seeds. Maybe it's even the championship. Either way, he always wants to play like he's going from behind, trying to get the lead again. And either way, he always tries to get the best out of his players, and most of the time he does. Once in a while they get a little lackadaisical, but it doesn't happen very often before the coach snaps them back into it and they get back to that intensity.
I might have missed Nakia Mahika also with 13 in that game. Kind of not a big excellent shooting outside for her. She had 1 3-pointer, but she leads the team still in the trays, and a deadly shooter from the outside now with 11 3-pointers. Hargrove moves up to 7 on the list. She's second currently, and then Brett Clay, who got the 2 trays yesterday, has 5. So pretty neat to see all these girls shooting great from the outside. 30 3-pointers this season in just 4 games. That's 7.5 a contest. It's going to be hard to beat that throughout the state of New Mexico.
Yeah, all you have to do is just get in position, set your feet, and just launch. The rest of it usually is just muscle memory. And remember, you never make the shots you don't take. So you always got to make a shot. You got to take a shot. Try not to force it so much, but yeah, just set your feet, get it up in the air, get that nice little arc going sometimes. Sometimes you got to bank it, sometimes not. But either way, whatever works for you, you just keep doing it, keep hitting it, And, of course, get those rebounds, too, if you in case you miss.
Now, their opponent today, Santa Fe Indian School, 3-2 record so far this season. They have a new coach, Coach Jackson. Now, this team has had a little bit of turmoil with coaching staffs. They've been to the state championship 2 years in a row, but they've gone through 3 coaches in 2 seasons. They brought up some assistants, and it's been 9 years before they've hired somebody that's outside the Santa Fe Indian School system. So they got somebody from the outside. She was at Crown Point. They went to the state semifinals last year and had a pretty decent record. So definitely has some experience as a coach. Used to play herself, and so she's bringing the ropes to the team here and trying to get them a win over the Hobbs Lady Eagles. It's going to be tough to do that. Now, she's got a real good player in Emma Lewis, averaging 15.7 a contest, 11.3 rebounds, so averaging a double-double on the season per game, and also has 5 steals. Talking to Coach Carpenter before the game today, that's somebody they're going to have to watch out for. She gets her hands on the basketball on defense. Hobbs get kind of a little sloppy with some of the bench play coming off the bench yesterday in terms of moving the ball around and
right.
picked up some turnovers. They had 15 total as a team, but she's got to be one they got to watch out and moving around the court in this ball game. So that's one player to watch out for. They also have the Aaliyah Valencia, who's averaging 4.7 points a contest. She's averaging 2 steals a game. And also Jasmine Corice, 5.3 points a contest and 2.3 rebounds. So those 3 names, Valencia, Corice, and of course Lewis, their junior, definitely is going to be somebody that they're going to have to keep an eye out for. They have got 4 seniors on this squad. Hobbs, the goose egg, 0, but look at how they're doing so far.
Well, plus the fact that, even though they have no seniors on, they've had plenty of time and experience together. Meanwhile, Santa Fe, the Santa Fe Indians, they have had, like you said, plenty of different changing in coaches, and it has not affected their play as much as you would think it would.
Yeah, 2 last seasons, they've had a chance to go to the championship game. Lost both of those, but still, when you go to the tournament that many times in a row and be at the final game, that tells you something about their program. And that's with different coaches, too. So the program continues. They're able to scout. I mean, they get girls from all over the Southwest to come to their school here in Santa Fe. They're on their home court. You don't get a ton of fans coming because they're so spread out. Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and, of course, New Mexico. But still, when it comes to state tournament time, that's when a lot of people show up for their games. They did play at the West Las Vegas tournament about a week ago. Lots of snow, so they didn't get a chance to play their first game in West Las Vegas. They ended up in the 5th place game, and they completely dominated that contest for the last game. 47-20 was the final in that one. And they played Academy Tech out of Albuquerque. Ready for the first jump here of the ball game. The Santa Fe Indian Braves against the Hobbs Lady Eagles already get the tip. They're going to go quickly with the pass back door. Nakia Mojica misses the layup on the left side. Cunningham with the rebound knocked out of her hands. So no chance to score on that first play, and it was a quick one to start. Coach Carpenter is not a happy camper. That's probably the quickest timeout I've ever seen. 11 seconds into the ball game. He's not looking very happy right now. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Still scoreless here in Santa Fe. Back here at the Capitol Tournament in Santa Fe, the Hobbs Lady Eagles had a quick timeout after a missed layup and a knocked ball out of the hands off a rebound. Indian School now in the front court, black uniforms, white numbers. Hobbs wearing the white unis here in Santa Fe. 3 shot on the way, an air ball in the right wing by Ali Ortiz, but it's pulled down in the right corner for the rebound and a reset for the Braves. That was a rebound by Madalena. They get it up top. She'll hold on to the basketball for just a second as Madalena bounce pass to the free throw line with the pivot to Riley. Cadence Riley kicks it out to the right wing to Ortiz. The passing game perimeter to the left wing to Smith. Takes a lefty dribble, spins at the left elbow, comes down the paint, tries a hook shot. Kendall Cunningham, windmill swing on the ball for the block, and picked up for the Lady Eagles in transition. Here comes Jayla David. To the right corner, faking a 3, driving baseline is Clay. Fadeaway Jay from 15 outside the paint, no good. Put back up by David. The Lady Eagles cannot get those rebounds to drop in for them, and they can't get that one to go down, so they give it up on the rebound for Santa Fe Indian School. Coming into the front court, The ball pass, a no-looker from Madalena to the top of the circle to Ortiz. Sends it to the right wing to Smith. Smith down to the baseline. Shot on the way to the side of the rim or actually the backboard by Riley. Lady Eagles get the rebound. Throw it up ahead to a breaking Clay for the layup. And finally, one gets to go in the hole for Hobbs, who now leads 2-0 early in this first quarter. 6:10 remaining here at the semifinals of the Capital Tournament in Santa Fe. Ortiz with the basketball, comes across the timeline. Hargrove steps out on defense, unloads to the far right to Madalena. Dumps it to the right corner to Lewis. Lewis will take a few drives with the dribble to the left side of the arc, or the right side of the arc, and a pass down to the right corner on the way, and 3 for Riley. I don't know if she got her foot on the line. I think they're going to call that a 2-point shot, so Riley has her first bucket. That's a swish. Quickly into the front court come the Lady Eagles. Mojica on the left wing, dumps it down to the left baseline to Cunningham with the pivot. Backdoor cut, and there is Mojica for the give and go with the lefty layup high off the glass and scores. So Mojica with her first bucket, a 4-2 Lady Eagles lead. Half-court pass is complete, but then it's Brett Clay running over her opponent that time, flattening Emma Lewis, their best player, averaging 15.7 a game. She went flat on the floor, face to the hardwood that time, the foul on Clay.
Yeah, luckily she wasn't injured. It did look like a hard hit, but she got back up real quick.
First personal on Clay, first team foul for the Lady Eagles. Driving the lane after the inbound to Smith. She tries to get it down low. It's loose on the near sideline. Picked up for the Braves by Ortiz. Give it off to Madalena. Drives to the free throw line. Fumbles the basketball. It's taken away by Mojica for the first Santa Fe Indian turnover. Down the court to Clay. Hippity-hop shot off the left side of the rim. No good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Cadence Riley. Hobbs getting one and done on a couple of their possessions so far. A little bit lackadaisical inside the paint.
Yeah, she didn't know that she was going to be defended on that shot.
Madalena gets it down left corner to Riley for 3. It swishes it. Santa Fe Indians score. They're going to call that a 2 also. Foot was on the line. We're tied at 4. So the Indians school not going to be messing around with the Lady Eagles. Both teams have experience in the playoffs. Down the court comes Mojica, goes backdoor to David, overthrows her out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Braves off the hands of Danielle Smith. And Coach Carpenter going to go to his bench and bring in a sub. That's Eliana Armitage, and she had a real good game yesterday as Armitage came off the bench for 12 points, 2 for 2 free throw shooting, and 5 rebounds as a guard. Mojica will take a seat. Inbound to Cunningham in the paint, gets bodied up, tries to reverse, and gets slammed hard, chest to chest. Ball did not get to the rim, but she'll get a chance for free throws as they get the foul. Call that against the Braves. Emma Lewis, that's her first team foul against Santa Fe Indian. Cunningham will be on the line for 2 shots. Coming into the game shooting 100%, or makes it 8 of 9 on the season. Has only missed 1 free throw so far. Pretty impressive numbers, and makes the first now 9 of 10.
Exactly. 90%, you can't go wrong with that.
Second shot's a swish. He's got both of them. Hobbs back up 6-4. 4:29 left first quarter. Inbound to the deep left corner of the backcourt to Ortiz. Throws it across the timeline with a couple of dribbles on the right wing, but lost the basketball, did Madalena. Stripped away. Here come the Lady Eagles. Hargrove with it. Puts on a jump stop on the right block. Puts it out to the left wing to Armitage. He'll back it out with the dribble. One hand's up top to Hargrove. Fires a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound at the free throw line. In transition, Riley, her second board. Dribbles into the front court. Stripped away by Armitage. That'll be turnover number 3 for the Braves. And she'll slow it down. Gives to Hargrove on the right wing. Up top to Cunningham. Wide open for the tray. Off the back of the rim. No good. Chase down for the Braves on the far right sideline. But taken back by Hargrove. Hargrove will take some time. Tries to pass to the right wing, but throws it behind her teammate out of bounds of the Braves bench, trying to get it over to the Lady Eagles' Brett Clay, but that will be the second Lady Eagles turnover on the errant pass. Coach Carpenter going to go back to his bench, bring in a couple of subs. Madsen Zapata seeing her first action, as well as Carolina Sias.
Yeah, another unforced turnover for the Hobbs Eagles. So far in this first quarter, not looking like the Lady Eagles of what we know.
6-4, the score, a 2-point lead. As the inbound comes to the far sideline of the middle court to Lewis. Tries to get it down to the right corner to Danine Herrera, who had just checked in, but it gets off her hands out of bounds. That'll be the 4th turnover for the Braves.
Yep, the Eagles usually try to get that defense enough to where the offense on the other side tries to get a pass and usually gets it out of bounds.
1-2-1-1 full court trap for the Braves. Hobbs will bring it across easily as Sias comes across with a pass to the right corner to David. David pivots, kicks it down to the right block to Zapata, saves it to Cunningham in the left baseline, and then it's Armitage coming down the pike. Nice give off to her, and she lays it up high with the lefty and scores off the glass at a foul. What great ball work that time around the paint as they get the foul call against Aaliyah Valencia. That's her first, second team foul. And there you go, a good spark plug. Eliana Armitage coming off the bench like she did yesterday.
Exactly, nice passing, nice shooting, and a nice drive to the lane.
And makes the free throw too. Hobbs 3 for 3 on the line, 3 points for Armitage. It's 9-4. The biggest lead of the game is 5. And Armitage tries to get another steal in the front court in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagle bench on the near left sideline. Gets knocked out of bounds as she went toe-to-toe that time with Deneen Herrera. But it will go back to the Braves. Tipped off Armitage, and that's what Coach Carpenter wants to see. He mentioned this. He's going to go 10 deep every game, but he wants the bench to come off and have some effects immediately.
Exactly. She disrupted the play, wasn't able to get the handle, though otherwise it would have been a nice turnover like that one.
Yep, she just got a steal at the half-court line off the inbound. Tries to go up hard to the rack on the right side and gets bodied up hard by Valencia. 2 fouls in a row on Valencia, desperation fouls. You can tell that Armitage is starting to get in the heads of those Braves guards.
Yeah, she is playing physical, and she's playing aggressively as we expected her to do, and so far she is getting those fouls. This is her second time at the line.
And the 5th turnover for the Braves. Swish on the first free throw for Armitage. Coming off the bench for 4 points. We should mention that this Braves team averaging 22 turnovers a contest. So that's quite a bit of chunk of giving up the ball, but they also have 17 steals, so they do play some good defense. Armitage's second free throw is good as well as she gets both of them. So 4, make it 5 points for Armitage to lead Lady Eagles. 11-4, biggest lead is 7, but it's been a hard-fought 7 with 3 minutes left first quarter. Pass caught at the top of the arc for Riley. She's going to return it back deep to Lewis behind her. Lewis has got some size at 5'8". Over to the right corner to Smith, gets a double team, and it looks like Clay might have put a hip into her that time as she buckles down and hits the floor. Does Smith. See if Clay's the one they're going to charge this against. Nope. It's going to be Aliana Armitage instead, her first, second team foul against the Lady Eagles. 3-2 foul count so far, 3 for Santa Fe and 2 for Hobbs. Ball gets embedded at the timeline to Ortiz in the front court against Armitage. Having a little bit of hesitation with the dribble, uses it up. Cross court right to Smith. Against a 2-3 Hobbs zone. Bobbled pass to Herrera. She comes down with it, tries to thread the needle down low. It's loose and pulled down to the top of the arc off the ricochet by Lewis. She tries to thread the needle down the lane again, but taken away for the Lady Eagles. And in transition is Clay. That's the 6th turnover for the Braves. Up top to Saez. Over to the right wing and holding it now is Zapata. Dumped down to Saez in the right corner, trying to post up. Down low to Clay on the right block, but she gets the ball knocked out of her hands. Never had a chance to really grab it that time. It's brought across the timeline by Herrera. The Lady Eagles' 3rd turnover. Herrera on the left wing, going to spot up a 3 and swishes it through over the outstretched hands of Zapata. Nice shot there for Herrera. The first tray for the Braves. It's now 11-7. Hobbs by 4. Cunningham will throw it across the timeline. Connects to Saez on the right wing. Dribbles behind her back. Trying to post up Zapata, but gets it blocked away from her. And taking it to the other end for the Lady Braves. Missing the layup is Riley, and rebounded for the Lady Eagles, though, by Clay. Hobbs with their 4th turnover of the ball game, but they get it back off the board as Clay ripped it down. Throws it across the timeline to Cunningham. To the right wing to Zapata with the lefty dribble to the free throw line, extends down the paint. Bounce pass low to Clay on the left block. It's to her legs, though. Ball loose on the floor, and bodies diving for it. Zapata, Clay get down on the hardwood on the left block as they try to get it away from Ali Ortiz and the jump ball. So not very crisp passing going on for Lady Eagles. The arrow is going to go to the Santa Fe Indians goal. That will go down as a turnover for the Lady Eagles. Already have 5 in the contest.
And we have 2 coming in. Looks like Jalea David and Kaislyn Munez.
She had big points. She led the team with 18 yesterday in that win over Grant's Mercy Rule victory. 87-14. Braves basketball as they get it across the timeline. Riley at the top of the arc uses up her dribble. Throws it back to Ortiz. Dribbles around the left perimeter. Fires up a 3 off balance. An air ball. And there's a battle for the boards. And taking it down in the right corner is Madalena, her 2nd rebound. Up top to Riley. Back over to right wing to Madalena. Cross court left to Ortiz. Double team against her. And now just Zapata stepping out and get some help from her teammate. That is Munez. Bad pass to the free throw area. It's pulled down by the Indian School. They kick it back up top to Lewis. Lewis back deep.
Seconds.
Lewis back deep to the timeline to Madalena. Tries to get up the near sideline and off to the races off the steal, but they're going to say she stepped on the sideline. Munez. So we'll go back to Santa Fe Indian School. A couple of subs will come in for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, coming back to starters. And that'll be Nakia Mojica. And also checking in as well, Brent Hargrove. On the near sideline to inbound. is Leona Romero. Ball's loose on the floor. Hargrove just got off the bench and now gets a steal. Turnover number 7, throws it ahead and spinning around in the right corner. Holding up on the basketball there was Munoz. Bad pass up top. Throws it to half court, does the Santa Fe Indians skull, and stolen away by Brett Clay. So turnovers back and forth between these two teams. Pass to the left wing. Hargrove misses a 3 off the left rim. Underneath the hoop for the rebound for the Braves is Danielle Smith. Outlet to the far sideline, coming across with a tough dribble. Lena Romero gets a double team, and boy, what some hard, tough action going on defense. Brett Clay is contesting each ball around that perimeter. This time knocks it out again on the far right sideline.
And that's one of the reasons why she is a starter. She is definitely defensive-minded.
Inbound to a high one to half court, brought down by Riley. Spinning move, hands off behind her to Madalena. And we got a whistle underneath the hoop. They're going to change the clock for some reason.
Probably didn't start in time, so they're going to go back to 10 seconds.
Well, why are they going to do that? It's at 9.5 already, so why would you go backwards? I don't get what he was talking about. He said 10 seconds, but it's 9.5. Maybe they couldn't get it down to exact 10, so they're just going to hold it. Inbounding on the far right sideline, Kateri Madalena to the backcourt. Jump stop is a catch made by Riley. Dribbles across, gives it back to Madalena. Double team against her on the top of the arc. Cross court left, a bad pass, stripped away from the Lady Eagles. Clock down to 1 second, 3-point shot at the buzzer, no good. The steal and the shot to end the quarter by Kaitlin Munoz. So that will end the first half of action as your Hobbs Lady Eagles barely got a lead here, 11-7 over Santa Fe Indian School. The semifinals of the Capital Tournament continue in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Lady Eagles Network. Eleven to 7 your score. The semifinals of the Capital Tournament in Santa Fe, live on the Eagle 100.5, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you, and back at the station, Tiffany Stuber. Lady Eagles up 11 to 7 as we mentioned. Winner going to go to the championship game tomorrow night, 5:30, and we'll have that game also on the Lady Eagles Network. Top score for the Hobbs squad, 5 for Armitage, 2 apiece for Clay, Mojica, and Cunningham. 4 for Riley, 3 for Herrera for Santa Fe Indian School. They get a shot off in the deep left part of the baseline there, and it goes Aaron, gets knocked out of bounds. Jayla David could not connect on the first shot of the second quarter. And it'll be Santa Fe Indian basketball. They get it across the timeline in the hands of Lewis. Sends it down to the left baseline to Corice. Corice tries to bounce it through the legs of her teammate, but it's picked up and returned back to the top of the arc to Melena. Over to left wing to Smith. Has a man open, Lewis in the left corner. 15-footer off the side of the rim, no good. David is going to get tied up as she pulls it down. And there will be a jump ball. That's a second rebound for David. And it was pulled away from her, so the arrow is going to go to Santa Fe Indian School. A turnover, unfortunately, for the Lady Eagles. There's 7.
Not much you can do about that. Just happened to be a jump ball.
Terry Madalena inbound left baseline. A high pass across the free throw line. It's taken away for the Lady Eagles by Munoz. That's turnover number 10 for the Braves. She'll set it up top to Mojica. Down the lane to Hargrove, a runner shot on the way, switched hands in the middle of the air that time from left to right and throws it over the rim for 2. Nice shot for Hargrove and good finger control that time. And we got a double dribble violation in the backcourt for the Braves. That's turnover number 11 for the Braves. We said they averaged 22 a ball game, so they're at halfway point right now for that stat that's tasty for the Lady Eagles defense.
Yeah, Cunningham coming in from Munoz just a moment ago, or just now.
13 to 7, Hobbs up by 6. Their biggest has been 7 in terms of the lead. As Clay unloads to the right wing to Mojica, front court. Her pass deflected, picked up by Cunningham, top of the circle. She'll hold it for a second. Dribbles right, comes down the lane after a cradle on the right side of the rim. Reverse, no good. Put back up by David with the fadeaway in the left block. The ball gets booted out of bounds. It might have gone off the Hobbs Lady Eagles Cunningham that time. That was David's third rebound, but she's yet to put one in the hole. He's having some problems close to the rim.
Actually looked like it went off the Braves' foot.
Mojica goes backdoor to Cunningham on the inbound. A lefty layup and scores. Got between two defenders that time and puts it through. Now with 4 points for the Lady Eagles, her first bucket. 15-7. Biggest lead of the game now is 8, but it's been a hard-fought battle to get those numbers. Indian School gets it across to Emma Lewis. Good defense by Mojica to keep her right at the timeline. Unloads left wing to Madalena. To the left corner to Riley. Riley will hand off behind her to Madalena. Same side left. Dump it to the left block. That's Corey's. Tries a shot, rejected by Cunningham, her second block. Long rebound for the Lady Eagles for Brett Clay, her second. Sends it down to Hargrove in the left corner, but a hard pass with some mustard. Sails over her head. Might have got a bit of a fingertip on it, but it goes out of bounds for the Lady Eagles' 8 turnover.
You're right about that. She did get a fingertip on it. It was behind her, and it just got past her.
Allie Ortiz checks on for the Braves. 15-7, Hobbs up by 8. Braves are not getting a lot of good looks here lately, but still sticking with the Lady Eagles. The inbound was deflected by Hargrove, who saved it from the far right sideline. Then a bad pass up court for the Braves, taken by the Lady Eagles to the rack. That's Brett Clay with the steal. She's got 4 points for the squad, and now 12 Braves turnovers. Couple of passes across the timeline. Riley has it, going against Cunningham. Shot in the paint, rolling around the rim, off the glass as well, and good. Riley has 6 points. Quick shot in the paint that time. 17-9. Got to as big as 10 here in this second quarter. Down the lane with the runner. Hargrove again, just like she did the first time. Shot puts it over the iron. And Hargrove now with 4 points, all coming in the second quarter. 19-9. Another steal for Clay on the near sideline. She's going to spin on the right block, kick out to Hargrove on the baseline. Lost the ball off her knee and goes out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover. 13 turnovers for the Braves and 9 for the Lady Eagles. And now a substitution for Santa Fe Indian School. Is checking back in as Deneen Herrera as she comes in for Madalena.
Lady Eagles on an 8-2 run in this early second quarter.
2-2-1 trap, half court for the Lady Eagles defense. Ball over to Ortiz on the far side. Throws a high one across the timeline to Smith, brings it down top of the arc. Sends it left baseline to Riley. Going to spot up a 15 fadeaway. No good on the jumper. Pulled down by David on that right block. Outlet after the 4th rebound. Up ahead to Cunningham. Jump stop. It goes up strong underneath the hoop on the right side and scores. Cunningham with 4 points in this second quarter, 6 overall. And that's going to get Coach Jackson to call the timeout. 5:07 left here in the second. Hobbs with their biggest lead of 12, 21-9 over Santa Fe Indian School. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Lady Eagles Network. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles lead 21-9 here in the semifinals of the Capital Tournament in Santa Fe against Santa Fe Indian School. Hobbs so far with 5 scores, led with 6 points for Kendall Cunningham. She has 2 for 2 free throw shooting as well. Leona Armitage coming off the bench for 5 all in the first quarter, 3 for 3 on the line. Brett Clay now has 4 points. And Nakia Mojica also with 2, and Brent Hargo with a couple of runner shots in the paint. She's got 4. Hobbs is perfect on the charity stripe, 5 of 5 from the line. Does have 9 turnovers, which is not the bright point so far, but there has been 13 for Santa Fe Indian School. The inbound comes reflected off the hands of Smith. She'll get it across the timeline with the pass down to Lewis, who's been very quiet in this game. She's a leading scorer, 15.7, has yet to score. Steal off the pass up top for Bryn Hargrove. That'll be 14 turnovers, throws it ahead, and there's the lady who likes to lay it up quite a bit with a good run across the middle of the lane to get the pass and the layup. That was Clay for her 6th point. 23-9, a 14-point lead. You can see the momentum starting to shift to the Lady Eagles. Looks like they call the foul on Hobbs on that one. That will be their first of this second period. And they'll call that one against, I believe, Jayla David. That's her first personal. Going to be Santa Fe Indian ball. The pass to half court is taken away by Hargrove again. Guess who? The layup coming, and it bobbles around the rim for a second, but it finally drops through for Brett Clay. That's 8 points for her, 6 in this second quarter, and the 15th Santa Fe Indian School turnover. They're having some trouble with that trap pressure in the backcourt now. Pass to half court is complete to Lewis. Slings it over to right wing to Madalena. Down to the right corner for Valencia. 15-footer off the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound and dribbles the top of the arc, her first board. Sends it to the right wing to Ortiz. Bounce pass to the right corner. Jab step for Lewis. Just cannot get a shot off. Bounce it down to the right block. Fumbling it off her foot is Riley. Back out to the right wing. 3 on the way for Lewis. Off the side of the rim and out of bounds on the baseline. She just cannot get the stroke to fall through the hole in this game and is very upset about what's going on. She cannot score in this one, averaging 15.7 a game.
Yeah, well, it's a little frustrating when you not only do you get an easy layup and you miss it, but you also get these second chance shots and you can't make those sink either.
Jayla Dave doing a good job on D on her. Down the court to Cunningham on the right baseline, posting up. Brett Clay once again. She's got 8 of her 10 points in this second quarter and dominating in the paint with 10 total. Stop and go dribble now in the backcourt. Hobbs up 27-9. Their biggest lead is 18. Top of the arc, faking a 3 is Herrera. Correction, that was Riley. Sends to the right wing, a air ball for Lewis over the iron. She can't get it to drop. Another rebound for Clay, her third. Up ahead to a breaking Armitage at the righty lab. Now with 7. And Coach Carpenter's starting to pace the sideline, but he's liking to see the momentum the way it's going. Another errant pass in the backcourt for the Braves, out of bounds on that far right sideline. Turnover number 17 in the ball game.
Yeah, and you're just going to see this happen more and more as the Braves slowly unravel. And the Eagles, of course, getting these easy layups, uncontested mostly. And, yeah, they're definitely getting into their groove and starting their rhythm up.
Getting very close to their season average of turnovers. They have 17 right now, do the Braves. They have 22 average for the season. Armitage at the top of the arc, going to come back and get the ball. Hands it off to Hargrove. Dribbles the left elbow down the paint. Another runner shot. She loves those. And another one through the hole. That's 3 that she's had here in the third, or make it the second quarter for 6 points. 31-9. Hobbs with their biggest lead at 22. The Braves come to the other end. Scoop shot to the left side of the rack. Nice move. Kylie went full speed on that one. She leads the Braves with 8 points. 31-11. Back to a 20-point game. Armitage in the front court. Going to slow it down a little bit. Crossover move, top of the arc. Hand off to Hargrove again, just like last time. Crossover move, left elbow. Gives it up top to Saiz to the free throw line. Over to Armitage, who drives the lane. Bounce, or making a pass back door, and David gets tripped as she goes up with it. Comes off the iron, but she'll get 2 free throws. And she hasn't yet got one to drop over that, close to that rim, but she's going to get a chance for 2 free throws on this one. Get the foul on Mara Khan, her first team foul against the Braves.
Yeah, her shot was a little hot, went over the basket, didn't go in instead. But she does have at least one now free throw to make up for it. Maybe another one is coming in just a moment.
57% from the free throw line this season. David, she has the most attempts on the team. That was her 20th of the season as she makes the first one. First point of the ball game as well. Second shot is up and good as 2. She now has 2 points. So right now the leader, Brett Clay, with 10. 7 for Armitage, 6 for Kendall Cunningham, 2 for Mojica, and 2 for Jayla David. Hobbs currently with 6 in the scorebook, 33-11, tying up their biggest lead at 22. 2:25 remaining in the second. Couple of passes across the timeline comes Madalena, puts it up top to Ortiz. Close deep in, Cepeda stepping out, who just stepped in. Unloads on the right wing to Madalena, lost the basketball, rolls out to the right sideline. It goes out of bounds. Great job. We had 3 defenders in that area, including Cunningham, Cepeda, and also Saya's in the area as well. Just aggressive stuff there, and that's another turnover, as we mentioned, for number 18 for the Indian Braves. 2:05 left in the half. Hobbs up by 22. A lot different game here in the second quarter than it was the first. The ball gets into the right elbow and trying to pivot away from the pressure. Elena Bolton throws it to the free throw line to Cepeda. Back to Bolton on the give and go. Sidewinder hook over the front of the rim, no good. Picked up by Armitage. She fires up a 3-pointer left corner. Couldn't get it to drop. Sails out of bounds on the baseline. It will go back to the Santa Fe Indian squad.
Got an update for you from Eunice over Abernathy. The boys, Eunice wins 51-41.
That's at a tournament going on as well. Lee County teams playing all over the place today. 1:40 left in the half. Hobbs gets a steal, and that's taken away by Bolton on the near sideline in the front court, or back court. Throws it across to Cepeda. Turnover number 19 for the Santa Fe Indian School. Cepeda gets the pass right wing to Bolton on the right baseline. Dumps it down low to Cunningham, but gets a double team. Her shot is blocked close to the rim, knocked away by Riley. And she'll take the dribble herself into the front court with 1:23 remaining in the half. Underhands it back to the timeline to Ortiz. 33-11, Hobbs by 22. Pass to the left wing to Madalena. To the left corner to Riley. Drives baseline. Double clutch is hit from behind. Looks like Cepeda might have got her in the back. Cunningham came over to help on that left block. That will be against Cepeda. And that will be her first personal, second team foul. Hobbs has only committed 4 fouls in this ball game, Ron.
And I do believe that simply because the Braves have been playing it safe. They've been trying to get the baskets in without charging, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening and a lot more fouls drawn against this Hobbs Eagles team.
First free throw attempt for Santa Fe Indian School missed by Riley. So she's going to hold at 8 points total, leading the Braves right now. Trying to get it down to 21 with the made free throw here on the second. Shots up, and it is a hard one off the back of the rim, no good. Save at the deep left corner, and that top tipped also by Riley as it goes out of bounds. It will be Hobbs basketball on that far left sideline. Looks like Santa Fe Indian School will bring 2 defenders in the backcourt to take on Zepeda. Now they're going to back it off a little bit. Just a one-on-one action here. As she'll pick up the defense. One player by Danielle Smith unloads Zepeda to the right baseline. She drives quickly, gives over to Armitage left wing, comes down the lane, tries to throw it high, one down low on the right block to Bolton, but overthrows her. Kind of wraparound pass that time, and it's kind of sailed away from her and goes out of bounds for the 10th Lady Eagle turnover. 2-2-1 trap and a steal again. Guess who? That's Brett Clay. Turnover number 20. Clay will throw it up top. Crossover move for Munez. Shot from the left elbow off the dribble, comes out the back of the rim. Battle for the boards, and taking it down in the middle of the paint for the Braves is Riley, her third board. Into the front court with 30 seconds remaining in the half. Spin move on the right wing. Guarded closely by Zepeda. Errant pass to the top of the circle, taken away by Armitage. Turnover number 21. She'll take it to the rack, double clutch on the right side, misses, gets her own rebound, tries a reverse slam over the back of her head that time. She got one of those to drop yesterday against Grants. This time gets chopped right on top of the head for the foul.
Yeah, the defender came right down on top of her as she was about to gain her composure once again and try for another shot, and just instead ended up with nothing but a player in her face.
That was called on Cadence Riley, her first. So 2 free throws for Armitage, bouncing around the rim and good. She is 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, just like she was yesterday, perfect on the line. Came into the contest on the season from the charity stripe at 82%. Second free throw good as well for Armitage. Great to see a person coming off the bench and doing so much damage against the opponent. That's 9 total for her. Clock down to 14 seconds. A long pass coming from right side of the court over to the Hobbs Lady Eagle bench on the left. It goes out of bounds, and there's turnover number 22 for Santa Fe Indian School.
Yeah, the coach, Joey Carpenter, was able to catch that one.
Armitage will bring it across the timeline after a pass from Zepeda. Gets it in the lane to Brett Clay. Spin left. A hook shot off the rim, left side, no good. Pulled down by Bolton on the right block. Tries to get outside to Zepeda, but she stumbles first. They call the travel with a clock stop at .9. That will be the 11th Lady Eagle turnover. And they get the ball into Santa Fe Indian School, but no chance to shoot in the backcourt. So your Hobbs Lady Eagles starting to make this one a rout. It was a close one in the first quarter, but they pulled away in the second. 35-11, a 24-point lead at the half. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the stats, and talk about the second half of action on the way. You're listening live to Hobbs Lady Eagle tournament action at the Capitol Tourney in Santa Fe, live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube on the internet, and on the radio at the Eagle 100.5, back in 3. Back here live in Santa Fe, Ty friend Ron Gunner, and back at the station, Tiffany Stuber. You're listening to Capital Tournament Basketball. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles on the road for second day of the tourney. Of course, they won big yesterday, 87-14, knocking off big-time Grant's game there. But this game here started out a little shaky, Ron. 11-7, Hobbs up over Santa Fe Indian School here in the semifinals. Not the kind of ball that Coach Carpenter wanted to see, with some turnovers, missed layups, and missed rebound putbacks, second and third shots. Kind of dirty and ugly at that point. But what about the second quarter? 24-4 turnaround for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Exactly. You know, sometimes I wonder about the Hobbs Lady Eagles, whether they're kind of baiting the other team, trying to say, you know what, we're not as good as you think we are. We're going to make a little mistakes in the first, try to get them to lull them to a sleep, and then do what they did in the second quarter, come back strong, be able to get those easy layups over there like they have been. Also, some nice in-paint shots. In fact, actually, I don't think we've seen too many three-pointers. Of course, you'll talk about that in just a moment. But, yeah, definitely Hobbs has one of those tenacious Ds where they can come out strong, they can come out good, especially in the second quarter. The first quarter, they go ahead and they test out their opponent, see what they can do, what they can't do, and in the second quarter, they go ahead and use that against them and be able to get strong. And the results are there, 24-4, I believe, as you said, for the second quarter. And definitely Hobbs in control in this one, as we knew they would be. We knew that the Braves would try to struggle against getting 4 good quarters. Right now they've had 1 good quarter, and that has not been enough for them so far in this game.
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers officially here. First of all, for Santa Fe Indian School, only 2 scores at this point. There was a 3, as you mentioned, Deneen Herrera, but that's the only 3 of the game for either team, so not a lot of perimeter shooting going on. Cadence Riley, though, the top scorer. She had 8 points, 4 of those in the second quarter, 4 in the first, 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Those are the only 2 scorers. Again, Riley with 8, Herrera with 3. They had a major problem with turnovers, 22 in the game, and actually that meets their average for the season per game. So they've already got the maximum that they should be getting, and it's going to just be adding on to that great trap defense that we see from the Lady Eagles, especially in the half court, where you just unleash. Basically, I'm just going to put it that way. I know it's not the best term to use, but unleash Brett Clay on people, and that ball is going to come coughing up somewhere.
Exactly, and we always know that one of the reasons why Coach Carpenter likes to exchange, not only does he get fresh legs out there, but he also gets fresh experience, and they have different skill sets, and definitely one of them on most every single one of them that you see out there is their tenacious D. They can go out there and make sure that they have their opponent work for every single shot, every single rebound, everything they're doing. It's a job and a half for the other opponent to get over or get past.
Another one that's been showing some good D, also diving for basketballs, even in front of her own bench, right in front of Coach, sliding right into his legs. Of course, Eliana Armitage, she's doing just like she did yesterday, coming off the bench, getting some scoring done, getting some free throw looks, get some steals. I mean, that's what you want to see. So anyway, defense doing a great job. Again, 22 turnovers for Santa Fe Indian. They've only shot 2 free throws. You mentioned this earlier in the second quarter, too. Not a lot of penetration going on to try to score in the paint. They are 0 for 2 from the line, and that's only because of Cadence Riley. Haven't seen any type of success for Emma Lewis. That came in at the average 15.7 points a game. She's also leads the team on 5 steals a contest and leads the team on rebounds at 11. Right now, I don't have her for any rebounds and no points. So something's working for the Hobbs Lady Eagles defense at this point.
Exactly.
So only 8 rebounds so far. Cadence Riley, the leader, with 3 of those, and Kateri Madalena has 2 in terms of the stats for the Santa Fe Indian School. Hobbs so far with 1 in double digits and 1 getting close. Brett Clay, we keep mentioning her. She had 8 of her 10 points in the second quarter, numerous steals, 3 rebounds so far, second in the boards at this point. But you can just expect to see her to continue to light it up in the second half, especially with that defense. Eliana Armitage, we mentioned, she has 9 points, perfect on the line, 5 of 5. When she gets steals, Ron, she's going to the hoop with it and making you foul her.
Exactly. And, she is not afraid to go to the hoop either, and that's one of the things we love about her so much. She is unafraid, and she will definitely be daring enough to go out there and make you work for it.
So Clay and Armitage combining for 19 points. Clay with 3 rebounds. Armitage has a board as well. A pair of 6s for the Lady Eagles. Brent Hargrove hit all 3 of her buckets in the second quarter, does have 6. Kendall Cunningham was 6. She had 2 buckets in the second, but also a pair of free throws, 2 for 2 in the first quarter. Does have 1 rebound as well. Jayla David leads on the boards with 4 at this point, but has 2 points on 2 for 2 free throw shooting. Total rebounds 10 compared to 8 for Santa Fe Indian School in favor of the Lady Eagles. David with 4 and Clay with 3. Hobbs has been on the line and perfect at this point in time. They are, I believe it's 9 of 9 from the charity stripe. Excellent free throw shooting. Have had 11 turnovers, most of those coming in the first quarter, compared again to 22. So half of what we've seen from Santa Fe Indian School. So pretty much domination in the first half. Hobbs' biggest lead was 22. Actually, 24 is what the score is right now above Santa Fe Indian School. We'll take a minute break, get you ready for second half action. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles lead 35-11 here in the semifinals of the Capital High School Tournament in the capital of New Mexico. Be back with us in 60. We're ready for the third quarter here in Santa Fe. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles lead by 24 over Santa Fe Indian School, team that was in the state championship the last 2 years. And, of course, the Hobbs Lady Eagles with the championship, the top division in the state. Hobbs basketball to start at the half-court line as Clay will get it in to Hargrove. Also on the court, Cunningham, David, and Mojica. Pass to Mojica on the left wing with a big jump stop. Gets a screen up top from David. Tries to go with the give and go, and the ball gets deflected. It's taken away by Allie Ortiz. And the Lady Eagles have picked up their 12th turnover. Ortiz will throw it across the top and a high sailing one to the left wing. And it got bobbled for a second. Saved by Lewis back deep to the timeline. Once again to Ortiz. Dribbles to the right wing. Uses up her dribble. Pass down to Lewis in the right corner, who's yet to score in this game. The leader on the team in scoring at 15.7 a contest. Cross court left, a dangerous throw to Madalena. Double teamed against her, Mojica, and also Brett Clay over there. Clay gets a piece of the basketball and knocks it out on the far left sideline, as she's usually been doing in this ball game, always getting a piece of the leather defensively.
Yeah, if she can't get the turnover, she's going to disrupt the offense.
Madalena inbounds, top of the circle to Riley. Takes a few dribbles, zigzags back to left, and unloads to Smith. Down to the left corner to Ortiz. Stop and go dribble. Dribbles behind her back to the far left sideline. Stripped out of her hands by Mojica. Picked up by Clay. Turnover number 23. Clay comes down the lane. Reverse layup on the right side and puts it in for 2 off the glass. That's Brett's 12th point of the game to lead both teams in scoring. 37-11, a 26-point lead. And now we got a reach foul. It's coming across the near sideline. Lewis in front of her bench, right. And they look like they get David from slapping from behind. That'll be David's second. First team foul here in the third quarter. Hobbs with only 5 fouls overall in this ball game and 5 for Santa Fe Indian School. Inbound comes in the near sideline to Smith. Smith gets double team Mojica and David. Bounce pass down low. Going up strong with it and hit from behind. Cadence Riley. Looks like Cunningham might have got a little piece of her head from behind that time. And they will call that against her. That'll be her first personal, second team foul. And that will put on the line Cadence Riley. She's the only one that shot free throws in the first half, was 0 for 2 for the Braves.
Yeah, so this is their third trip to the line for the Braves.
And her free throw hard off the back of the rim, having some problems with free throws, 0 for 3 now. And this is the biggest lead of the game for the Lady Eagles, 24 at half, and now it's up to 26. A 2-0 run, of course. Has one more shot here for Riley to try to make it down to 25. Second shot is up, bounces off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down by Cunningham, or make that Hargrove in the left elbow of the free throw line. She'll get into the quick dribble, that's her second board. Comes down the left side of the lane with the reverse layup off the glass. She went hard to the rack that time. Looked like she was gonna pass right, but took it home, and Hargrove now with 8 points. It's 39-11, 28-point lead, the biggest of the contest. Bad pass coming across the timeline from left to right. Sails to the Santa Fe Indian bench. and that's turnover number 24 on them.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go to Ali Ortiz, but it wasn't anywhere near her.
Hargrove will get the inbound, comes down the lane, backdoor cut for Cunningham. There's the ball right to her, and she goes up high over the right rim and scores. Cunningham now with 8 points. Coach Jackson, not a happy camper, calls the timeout. 6:17 left, third quarter. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles lead by 30. And Ron, let's get those sponsors in, making sure that we get these Lady Eagles on the airwaves throughout this Capital Tournament.
Absolutely. We want to thank the following: Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, Innomar Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Thanks again for your support. We wouldn't be able to do it without you.
30-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. But we saw Coach Carpenter at halftime as the team came back out on the court. Pretty stern-faced, didn't look too happy, but clapping his hands loudly at his team and said, come on. He's not happy with the complete play of the Lady Eagles, although they're up by 30 points. But I guess expected. This Santa Fe Indian School was not a Grants that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, but, you look at his face and you think, this team is down by about 25, and it doesn't show on his face that they are winning.
He is currently marching up and down the bench with a stern face, shaking his head and saying, you guys got to get yourself motivated. Not happy with the 30-point lead. Ball's inbounded, and boy, everybody falling over top of each other. Some dominoes going down here. 3 defenders for the Lady Eagles just coming on top of the basketball.
Yeah, that was looked like Hargrove was the one that was trying to get the ball, just could not get the handle.
Yeah, Mojica hit the hardwood as well. And the inbound comes to the near sideline of the backcourt. Good solid body for Jayla David to stop her on the sidelines. They try to get it into Riley in front of the Lady Eagles bench, and that causes a turnover. That's the 25th turnover of the game for the Braves. Hobbs basketball now in their front court, near sideline. Mojica to inbound. We'll throw it into Cunningham. We'll hand it back to Mojica. Top of the circle off the dribble. Comes around down the lane. Reverse layup right side. Double clutch off the glass and score it. What a beautiful screen for her to get her open that time. And she'll get a chance for a 3-point play as they'll get the foul on Ali Ortiz. Just the first on the Braves here in the third quarter. And a chance for Mojica to get her 5th point of the ball game. Kind of quiet scoring. She did have double digits yesterday, but hasn't had the big 3-point shots. But the Hobbs has not needed it, Ron, as they're up by 32.
No, they have not. They've been content with the driving the lane, and I love the fact that they're getting that in their repertoire.
Mojica nails the free throw. Hobbs perfect, 10 for 10 from the charity stripe. 44-11, the biggest lead is 33. Steal as the dribble comes up through the lane in the backcourt. Mojica picks it off, rolls up, and lays it up from the right side. She now has 7 points with the 26th Santa Fe Indian School turnover. Zigzagging through traffic, but losing it across the timeline far side is Madalena. Ball loose on the court. Mojica diving on the hardwood to pick up some floor burns. Looks like it was recovered by Valencia, so never yet a turnover. It will be Braves basketball just across the half-court line, far left sideline.
Yeah, jump ball, so it goes to the Braves.
35-point lead, the biggest of the game for Hobbs. Ball in the hands, far left for Valencia. Gives it off to the free throw line. Fumbling the ball is Lewis, who's yet to score, and she tries to pass it down low. Picked off by the Lady Eagles' Brett Clay. Up ahead to a breaking Hargrove, and off to the rack she goes. A layup on the right side, reverse. As Hargrove now with 10 points, double digits for her, and the 26th turnover, or the 27th, I should say. Long ball down to the right block, a shot for Lewis off the side of the rim, no good. Cunningham ties her up, and a shot going back up for Lewis, and she rips it away from Cunningham. They call the foul as she leans to the hoop from the right block. This might be her first point of the ball game. Again, we keep repeating, averaging over 15 points a contest up until this one.
Yeah, and so far she's in the third quarter scoreless, and that is definitely not a territory that she's used to being in.
So Cunningham with the foul, her second, 13th foul on the Lady Eagles. First shot is up and good. That was also Lewis's first rebound of the game and her first point. So Cunningham doing some damage defensively on the post player for the Braves. Into the game for Santa Fe Indian is Deneen Herrera as she checks in for Madalena.
And that'll end the 13-0 run the Hobbs Eagles have had in this third quarter.
Second shot is up and good. As getting both of them was Lewis, 2 for 2 on the line. A 35-point game. At this point, it was up to 37. Driving the lane is Hargrove. Another scoop shot off the front of the rim, no good. Put back up by David. Misses out the iron, goes back up again on the second effort, and is fouled. So a couple of rebounds for Jayla David. Count the bucket. That's her 6th board. As David now with 4 points, and they get the foul call going against Danielle Smith, her first, second team foul against the Braves here in the third quarter. And a lot of subs coming in for Coach Carpenter.
Yep.
Likes what he's seeing now with the aggressiveness. Kaitlin Munoz is on the court. Also coming on Carolina Sayas, and back on the court, Eliana Armitage, who has 9 points. Shot for David is up and good, and she'll get subbed as well as Bolton checks on for her. David with 5 points, and she's 3 for 3 from the charity stripe and leads the team with 6 rebounds. Will get a breather here with 3:23 remaining in the third. Biggest lead of the game, 37 for the Lady Eagles, 50-13 over Santa Fe Indian School. Ball comes across the timeline in the hands of Valencia. Flings it down to the left wing and throws it backwards to Herrera, has to track it down. Uses up her dribble, pivoting. Good defense by Zepeda, who checked in. Bounce pass up top, has to be chased back by Riley. Gives it off to the left elbow. Shot for Lewis off the free throw line, off the back of the rim, no good. Put back up in the right block by Valencia. Can't get it to drop, but right underneath the hoop. Finally, Lewis with her first bucket of the ball game. After her second rebound, she's got 4. 50-15, Eagles by 35. Here come the Lady Eagles, Zepeda with the bounce pass back door to Bolton. It's loose on the baseline. Santa Fe Indian tried to save it. Lewis got a hand on it, but steps on the baseline, so they're going to give it back to the Lady Eagles for a reset.
Yeah, the reason why she wanted to do that was because she'd already touched it once. It went out of bounds. It would have been against her, and that's exactly what happened.
Zepeda chucks it back deep, and it's picked off on the right perimeter, as taken away by Danine Herrera for the Lady Eagles. 13 turnover. Throws it across the timeline. Brought down by Riley. Gives it off behind her on the left wing to Valencia. Keeps it same side to Riley on that far left sideline. Stop and go dribble, top of the arc. Shot put pass to the right wing is taken away for the Lady Eagles by Kaysen Munoz, and that will be turnover number 28. Passed ahead to Bolton, returns it back to Munoz, left side of the lane. It's stolen away by the Braves. For the Lady Eagles, that will be their 14th turnover. In the front court, fumbling on the dribble, Valencia lost the ball and taken by Bolton for the Lady Eagles. Turnover number 29. Slowing it down is a pass to Carolina Sias across the time stripe with 1:40 left, third quarter, 51-15 Hobbs. Over to right wing to Zepeda, kick it down left corner to a long shot for 3 on the way from Munoz off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down for the Braves by Herrera. Herrera bringing it across the timeline with the pass right wing to Lewis. Lewis is going to post up Smith, a hook shot off the right side, air ball, and here comes the Lady Eagles in transition for Zepeda. Zepeda's going to dribble around, spins on the left wing. Keeps the dribble going. She's going to spin around 2 defenders. Bounce pass backdoor to Bolton in the paint. Her shot over the front of the rim rolls through for 2. Nice effort there as she gets her first points of the ball game for Bolton, 53-15. A 38-point biggest lead of the game for Hobbs. 1 minute left, third quarter. We're in the mercy roll here in the second half. Pass the top of the arc to Smith. Sends a high pass over to the left wing to Herrera. Guarded by Armitage. Challenging her for a second. She drives down the lane. Pass off to the right wing, 3 for Riley off the side of the rim. Ball loose in the paint, ricochet and pinball style. Armitage diving on the court for it. Still loose, picked up and shot underneath the hoop by Riley. They call the foul. So that will be the 4th rebound for Riley, and I think they might have gotten Bolton swatting at her that time. No, it looks like they're going to change that to Valencia. The clock will continue to run. The new rule this year runs on everything but timeouts. They get the foul on Valencia, or correction, 34 is who they call that on instead. That's Elena Bolton, like I had it right the first time. 4th team foul. Shots off the front of the rim. No good for Riley. She can yet to get a free throw in this game, trying to buy one. 0 for 5 on the charity stripe, and she's the only Brave that shot a free throw in this ball game.
Yeah, and she's been front and back, and she's just missed every time. She can't adjust to get it right.
The clock is going to run before she shoots her second free throw. Referees go ahead and let her shoot it, and she swishes it through. So count the free throw for Riley, her 9th point of the ball game. But the end of 3, the Hobbs Lady Eagles in a rout. They lead by 37. That means mercy roll as we continue in the 4th quarter, 53-16 over the Santa Fe Indian School. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the semifinals of the Capital Tournament live in Santa Fe on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Network. Get ready for 4th quarter action here at the Capital Tournament in Santa Fe. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles up big, 53-16. 37-point lead, a mercy roll situation as we head into the final quarter. Looking at your scoring for Santa Fe Indian School, 9 for Cadence Riley, 4 for Lewis, and 3 for Herrera. And for your Lady Eagles, they got 2 in double figures. Clay with 12, 10 for Hargrove, 9 for Armitage, 8 for Cunningham, 7 for Mojica, and 5 for David. Everybody getting a part of the pie on this one. Hargrove will get the pass to the right baseline, get it down to Mojica, left corner for 3, and there we go, getting a swish. Nakia Mojica now has 10 points. In fact, that's the first tray of the game for the Lady Eagles. Mojica leads the team in tray shots with 12 on the season. 56-16. Hobbs up by 40, their biggest lead of the game. Shot from the 15-foot range, no good, off the side of the rim by Herrera. Chased down by Herrera on the left wing, lost the ball out of bounds though on the turnover, as she just could not get the dribble she wanted to go, and guess who was on top of her there? Brett Clay again, Ron.
Exactly. Where the ball is, Clay is going to be, most likely.
Another turnover, as we mentioned, that's going to be a total of 30 in the ball game now. Almost matching the numbers of yesterday. Grants had 39. The Lady Eagle defense. David gets a pass up top, throws it down low to Cunningham with a little leaner to the rim and off the glass high and put it through the hole. Cunningham with 10 points, the third double-digit score for the Lady Eagles. 58-16. Hobbs up by 42. Well ahead of the Mercy roll at 35, up by 7 on that number. Pass to the right wings, deflected out of bounds, intended for Riley, but it looked like it was touched by Brett Clay again. The magnetic hands of Brett Clay.
Correct.
On the near side, Herrera will inbound in front of the Santa Fe bench. Bounces it off the leg of Mojica, chases it in the backcourt. Now her front court goes to the rack with a reverse slap right, no good. Hargrove gets down on it as it hits the floor, and we got bodies going everywhere as she went down hard along with the Santa Fe Indian player, Deneen Herrera. Another turnover for Santa Fe Indian School, 31 on the game.
Yeah, it looks like Herrera is trying to collect herself as she's still on the floor. Maybe an ankle injury or a leg injury.
Yeah, it looks like she's holding that left shin, or could be the ankle like you mentioned. They got a trainer from Capitol High School out on the court, the home team here for the tournament. Coach Carpenter out on the floor talking to his 5 players. They're all starters and definitely doing some damage in this one. 3 of those are in double digits. We mentioned 12 for Clay, 10 apiece for Hargrove and Cunningham. We mentioned Mojica with the only 3-pointer of the game. She just made that seconds ago, and they will be helping off the court the Braves player, Deneen Herrera, who's got the only 3 for Santa Fe Indian School. Coach Jackson, her first year, she was at Crown Point last year, went to the, I believe it was the semifinals of the 3A. And in her first year here with Santa Fe Indian School, they've had 3 coaches in 2 years there, so lots of movement, although this team has been to the state championship 2 years in a row in their division, so definitely a perennial playoff program, but Hobbs up big on them, 42 points. 5:55 remaining with the Mercy Roll clock going. Crossover moves 1 left, 1 right for Danielle Smith. Unloads to the right wing to Riley. Riley guarded closely by Hargrove, sends it back deep in the hands of Romero. Swing it over to the left side to Kahn. Kahn will dribble down the lane, lost the basketball, taken away by Jayla David. She'll take the dribble herself. 32 turnovers now for Santa Fe Indians. Go up ahead to Mojica with a scoop shot right, and slips as she made the shot underneath the hoop. Might be a little bit of water on the floor there, but there goes Mojica for 12 points total, 60-16. Up to a 44-point lead, the biggest of the game. Ball pass to the left corner. Trying to get some swing movement here is Kahn. Kahn keeps it on the left wing to Riley. Riley gives it back deep to Romero. Towards the timeline, dribbles around the right perimeter, backs out against Hargrove, stop and go to the near sideline, and continues to go to the right baseline corner. Uses up her dribble, good pressure by Hargrove in front of the Santa Fe Indian bench. Tries to bounce pass it to the right block. I think Coach Jackson got a timeout, but she saw the 5-second count coming up, and she did not want to give over on a turnover. 4:57 left in the fourth quarter. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles up 60-16 by 44 over Santa Fe Indian School. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Network. .457 left here in the semifinals of the Capital Tournament in Santa Fe after a Santa Fe Indian timeout. Indian School and a steal on the inbounds as Hargrove gets a piece of it. They continue to dominate in this game with defense galore. It's going to be Hobbs basketball in the front court. David gets a pass up top, finds Hargo in lane, spin move, leans and shoots on the left side of the rim, no good. Put back up by Brett Clay for the tip in and the score. She's got 14 points and 4 rebounds. The Hobbs Lady Eagles have 38 turnovers stopped against or committed against the Santa Fe Indian offense. Definitely taking care of business defensively. Into the front court on the left wing, Hobbs up 62-16, up by 46, their biggest lead of the game. They try to get it down low on the left block. The ball knocked away from Smith, but tipped back out up top. Dribbling with the right hand now to the right side, Riley. Zigzags back to the top of the circle. Bounce pass on the left elbow. Fumbled by Kahn and taken away by Cunningham. Things are getting worse and worse for the defense. Pass down the lane, and there goes Clay again, wide open on the right block, and just kind of pushes it over the front of the iron that time for another bucket. 14 now, or make it 16 for Brett Clay to lead the Lady Eagles and both teams. Dribbling behind her back, spin move into the front court comes Riley. Hand off on the far left sideline off the dribble to Romero. Tries to dump it to the free throw line. Cunningham gets a piece of it, knocks it away, and that's going to be for Mojica. And Coach, after the timeout, or Coach Carpenter jumps up and gets a substitution timeout there as Hobbs getting ready to advance it across the timeline. So there are just so many turnovers in this ball game. That's 35 total now, Ron.
Yeah, and you know, I just realized that Hobbs has held their opponents to under single digits every quarter so far. That is 7 in a row, make it 8. And, of course, they're getting a little help with the Mercy Rule clock. But still, that is a very impressive stat you can see, and definitely one that, of course, you know, the team should be very impressed and happy with.
Now, Hobbs had a lead of 49 yesterday at halftime over Grants. A big win for them, 87-14. But it's kind of weird to believe this game is getting to 48 here, as Santa Fe Indian School was giving Hobbs everything they wanted in that first quarter. 11-7 was the score at the end of one.
Yeah, and it was working for them in the first quarter, but after that, not so much for the Braves to get in here and try to disrupt like they thought they could.
Yeah, trap pressure definitely was the cause of the big turnaround for the Lady Eagles in that second quarter. Had to come up big at halftime, 35-11. Hobbs basketball after the timeout on the right wing. Dribbling around, trying to get some help for the Lady Eagles is after the handoff. Coming down the lane, Munez dumps it to the left block. A save by Zepeda up to the free throw line, but it goes right to the Indian School as in the hands of Danielle Smith, her second, or takeaway, I should say. That was a turnover for the Lady Eagles, their 15th of the ball game. Passing to the left wing to Madalena. Crossover move, sends it back to the top of the circle to Smith. Almost got stolen by Armitage. Returns left side, 3 on the way for Madalena. High off the back of the rim, no good. Put back up on the hook shot on the left block. It won't drop. It was slapped at for the Lady Eagles. A foul called. Cortez gets the rebound, and they'll also get 2 free throws on top of that. They call the foul on Hobbs. That's Saez with her first. And that will be the first of this fourth quarter as well. Clock to 2:40. He'll continue to run because of the mercy rule. The free throw in and out for Romero. She's the first player to shoot a free throw besides Cadence Riley. Riley has been on the line 6 times and made 1 out of 6 up through the third quarter. Second shot for Romero, trying to get on the scoreboard. Off the back of the rim, no good. It's loose in the lane and pulled down by Danielle Smith. That's her second rebound. Throws it back deep to the timeline to Madalena. Sends it right wing to Valencia. Ball was bobbled and picked up by the right corner by Corriz. She tries to pass it and is fouled. It looked like Zepeda and another player for the Lady Eagles over there too, trying to swat at the basketball. They're going to call that against Carolina Saez, who had stepped over there. That's her second and the second team foul. Actually, no, they're going to say number 4 instead. Matson Zepeda picks up her second. 1:50 remaining in the game. Hobbs up 64-16. Inbound to the timeline with the dribble is Lewis. To the left hand, crossover to the free throw line. Gets a double team with Armitage and Bolton. They call Armitage with grabbing her arm from behind. So Armitage gets the foul, but the clock's going to continue to run, so it really doesn't help out Santa Fe Indian School much. That's the third team foul against the Lady Eagles. 1:29 remaining, and Hobbs going to go to the championship game tomorrow at 5:30. We'll tell you about the potential matchup there. They have a game later today to decide the other team to make it. They try to thread the needle down the lane, an errant pass over the top of the head of Jasmine or Corriz, and that'll be another turnover. 36 in the ball game for Santa Fe Indian School. 1:05 remaining in the game. Inbound to Zepeda, deep left corner of the backcourt to Armitage. Quick dribble, beats 3 defenders across the timeline, down the paint, sends it back to Zepeda on the left corner. Up top to Munez to the right wing. 3 on the way for Carolina Saez. Hard at the back of the rim. Rebound on the left elbow by Caselin Munez. Tries to pass and does get a ricochet off the ball to Zepeda, who picks it up on the right wing. Drives the left side of the lane. Down the baseline underneath the hoop, zigzagging through, and the ball knocked out of her hands by Lewis to the baseline. But you could tell Zepeda has good control of the basketball, able to just kind of weave around underneath that hoop and was looking for somebody to pass to.
Yeah, went by 3 defenders, wasn't able to get anywhere, and it got knocked out.
Inbound Armitage to the free throw line, dumps it out right wing to Munoz for 3, and swishes it through. Munoz was the top scorer yesterday with 18 points, numerous three-pointers. Today that's her first, and the second tray for the Lady Eagles who haven't needed them much. 67-16, up by 51, their biggest lead of the ball game. A 3-shot at the other end, an air ball hits the bottom of the net by the Lewis, who is usually the leading scorer with 15 points a game, but only has 4 in this one. And that will run out the clock here as the Hobbs Lady Eagles winning 67-16. 51-point victory over the Santa Fe Indian School. Hobbs to improve to 4-1 as the Santa Fe Indian School drops to 500 at 3-3. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Lady Eagles post-game show live at the Capitol Tournament in Santa Fe. They'll be in the championship game tomorrow. Be back with us on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Network. We're back here at Capitol High School. We got Coach Carpenter jump up here with us, so he broke the break a little bit short there. But, Coach, you guys get the big win here, 67-16, a 51-point victory. And pretty devastating second through fourth quarters against Santa Fe with the trap pressure, but kind of a close one there in that first quarter, 11-7. I did see a lot of smiling from you in this game. I think you wanted a little bit of a different outcome than maybe 51-point win, but still, big victory in the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't care about the point differential at all. I was just disappointed at the way we started the game. We missed a lot of easy bunnies and things like that and wide open looks, and we can't do that. As experienced as this team is, we got to come out starting on full all cylinders.
Coach, you had the same amount of double-digit scores for in this game that you had last night with the win, but didn't have a lot of opportunities for outside shots, but it looked like you wanted to penetrate a lot more in this game. A lot of stuff on transition on turnovers too, though.
Yeah, they played us man-to-man, so they pressured our guards up top, so we were able to beat them off the dribble and break them down. And that was our ultimate goal, and then make good decisions. And in that first quarter, we didn't make very good decisions, and we didn't finish. But I think after that, we kind of got onto them a little bit at the half, and we wanted more than just Brett and Aliana playing hard defensively, and I think we got 10 people out there busting it.
Coach, you held a top scorer for their team who averages over 15 points a game, Emma Lewis, to 4 points, and that wasn't until later in the game, and just wasn't even getting open. I mean, you got people crashing the boards hard and doesn't even get a chance to touch the basketball hardly, and on their offensive sets. Yeah,
I got a scouting report this morning, and it told me that she was good, so we made sure we paid attention to her.
Yeah, definitely it kept her out of her rhythm there. And Coach, in terms of the turnovers, what do you put as you put your finger on how successful the trap game has been, and you're kind of squeezing it into a half-court trap?
Yeah, well, we just take advantage when we have opportunities. We're giving them more freedom to read and go on feel. You know, we tell them if it feels good, do it, and then ask for forgiveness later, because that's kind of where we're at. We want them to be on their toes and be aggressive, and if they make mistakes, it's okay as long as we're going hard.
Coach, what about this free throw stuff? Your girls are hitting everything, it seems like. Yesterday, pretty decent, and I think 70% in that area. And today, I don't even know if you missed a free throw. I think you were perfect at one point.
Yeah, Coach Reeves, he gives them pep talks on free throws, I think. they start making them after a while.
Coach, this team had been in the state championship 2 years in a row, and it's always in the playoffs. And I think they've been in the quarterfinals for like 8 or 9 years in a row, at the least the quarterfinals. I knew coming in this is a lot tougher competition than what you saw yesterday, but still you blow them out by 51 points. I don't know what you can say about that.
Well, I think you saw it in the first quarter. They're capable of taking care of the ball and not turning it over. And we were having problems getting easy looks, and they did a good job of that. They're well coached, and they have a good little program there. The bottom line is we just had more horses than them, and then when we started playing really hard, it was hard to stay with us.
Coach, tomorrow's game, we don't know for sure yet. We got Navajo Prep, West Las Vegas playing after a little bit later this afternoon, but I know Navajo Prep's another team that likes to book their ticket into the state tournament quite a bit. West Las Vegas, I wouldn't say is a tough in terms of history, but how do you think about that? Are you going to get a chance to see them, or are you just going to keep your girls ready to go with whoever you play?
I've said it all year, and I'll keep saying it. If we play our best and they play their best, I believe we're going to win. So we're just going to focus on the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and that's kind of what we have done all 8 years since we've been here. I mean, we do scout us as coaches, and we keep them aware of things, but pretty much we just take care of ourselves.
Coach, would you classify this as a team bonding tournament for your Lady Eagles, or what does this get for you in terms of your squad for the season?
Yeah, I think it's more like a team bonding type thing. Obviously, you don't see very many really good 5As. We were told the Arizona team was coming back, and we were told possibly Cleveland or Rio Rancho, and they were trying to get some more 5As. It just didn't happen. So it's probably looking like this might be the last year for us to be in it. I've already talked to Miss Wilson about that, and so her and Jeremy are probably going to work on something else. There's talk of a big, huge El Paso tournament possibly next year, where Arizona, Colorado teams are coming down to play in it, and we'd like to be a part of that. So, I'll just be honest, it's looking like we're moving out of this one and we're moving into something bigger and better.
But just like the boys did this year with the Gene Messer, all right?
Yeah. I mean, we all need to play as good a competition as we can.
Finally, Coach, of course, the coaches poll just came out, I think, today. It was number 1 Hobbs, of course. I'm sure you expected that. State champions, and usually get a lot of credence or credentials just based on what you did last year. But so far, is that what you expected? And is there anybody coming to rising up that you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you this year?
Oh, yeah. Sandia right now, they just beat Volcano pretty handily. So you got to put Sandia on the list. Volcano's been in the state championship just about as many times as we have. And then you still got La Cueva, who lost to us by 1 point, 2 points in that Final Four game last year, and they got a lot coming back. And I mean, that it starts there. There's other teams that are clipping. They're really wanting to, make a run at it themselves. But those teams come to mind right away. And hey, we got our hands full, and nothing's guaranteed. And last year was last year, and this year is this year. So, we got to be ready.
And Sandia is the one you beat in the Albuquerque Metro, wasn't it? The championship game, was that them?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're good. They got everyone back. We got everyone back, and that game was even good. It's just you just fast forward it one more year later, and it's 2 good teams going against each other again.
And that reminds me too. We just talked about this in the pregame show. You don't have any seniors on this team, right?
No seniors. No, I took a lot of hits. Moving these kids up as 8th graders. I took a lot of criticism, and I can't believe you do that kind of stuff, and now, it's starting to pay off, but, I didn't want to do it. It just seemed like the right time to do it, and everything worked out, and when you continue to go to the state championship game, then people kind of leave you alone, so yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Well, Coach, you're going to a championship game, a little early one here in December, but I'm sure you're so happy about that, and we'll wait to see it's West Las Vegas or Navajo Prep here tomorrow, a championship game for your Hobbs Lady Eagles. Expect you probably get some more fans here with the game being on Saturday night, right?
I hope so. It'd be nice, and if not, guess what? We pass the word on, man. They can listen to you guys and watch it online, and hey, there's a lot of people that have a lot of positive things to say about you guys, and I appreciate you guys covering us, Ty.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming up, and good luck to you tomorrow night.
Okay, my man.
Coach
Thank you guys.
Carpenter with us here in the booth as the Lady Eagles get the win 67-16. Of course, 51-point victory, Mercy Roll, most of the second half. And last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, of course, the Lady Eagles winning in that big-time margin as well. So 2 Mercy Roll victories in games 1 and 2. Let's get some stats going here real quick. Actually, Ron, before we get to that, let's talk about the matchup tomorrow with the two opponents. That game's coming up later today, West Las Vegas and Navajo Prep. We know Navajo Prep likes to go to the playoffs year after year, so that should be a pretty tasty matchup.
Yeah, it should very well be. It's a 5-0 West Las Vegas team versus a 4-1 in the season and Navajo Prep, and they have had some really success throughout the years with Coach Rainey Crisp. She has been one of the reasons why they've been so successful. Over 300 victories. I can't remember exactly what she's got as far as coaching. It seemed like either 15 or more, but either way, she's been doing it for a while. She actually went to that school, had a couple of good years as far as championships as well. But yeah, she knows what she's doing, and she's been doing it for years. And I expect her to come in here and be able to pretty much win against this Las Vegas team. They did win yesterday against Penasco 58-33. West Las Vegas Dons won it 42-23. That was a pretty easy win over the Capital Jaguars. We expected more from the Jaguars, even though they've been bumped up to 5. They were 4A, but then they came up to 5A. Have not played as well since then, and maybe that's the reason why, is because they're not quite equipped for the upgrade as far as it looks, or from what I've been told. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Navajo Prep goes against West Las Vegas first, seeing if we can get past them. But either way, I'm sure whether it be the Lady Dons or the Lady Eagles of Hobbs are going to be definitely ready for them one way or the other, and they're definitely going to be ready for that 5:30 tip-off.
Let me give you a quick rundown on the stats in this game. First for Santa Fe Indian School. They didn't get anybody in double digits, but Cadence Riley tried to get there the best she could, especially at the free throw line. She had 9 points, but really didn't hit enough free throws to get them back in this game. She was 1 of 6 from the charity stripe. 4 for Emma Lewis, who averages 15 a game, was 2 for 2 on the line. And Deneen Herrera hit the only tray for Santa Fe Indian School, ended up with 3. They were 3 of 10 from the charity stripe. Dismal numbers there at 30%. And they had 16 rebounds compared to 17 for the Lady Eagles. Hobbs didn't really have to rebound that much. A lot of their stuff was on transition basketball, which doesn't mean to have a lot of rebounds when you put layups over the hole there. 36 turnovers for Santa Fe Indian School in this loss today. And by the way, Hobbs outscored Santa Fe by 14-0 in that fourth quarter, which was running quick because of the mercy roll.
Right.
Quick numbers for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. They have 4 in double digits, led by Brett Clay. She had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and boy, definitely had a great second quarter where she had 8 of her 16, so half of her points before halftime there. Nakia Mojica hit a tray, the only tray for her in the game, but she ended up with 12 points, second leading scorer. A pair of 10s, Brent Hargrove finished up with 10, as well as Kendall Cunningham. She was 2 of 2 from the line and had 2 rebounds. It was 9 points for Aliana Armitage, who was perfect at the charity stripe, 5 of 5. Jayla David was 5 points with 3 for 3 free throw shooting. Kaislyn Munoz coming off the bench for a tray for 3 points. Alana Bolton had a bucket for 2 as well, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles finish up with a total of 8 scores in this ball game. And I hope I didn't mess up my stats here, but I have them down 11 of 11 from the free throw line. I don't see one miss throughout this ball game. Hopefully I didn't miss one there and cause that to be all eroded, but still excellent free throw shooting. This is a team that was coming in yesterday's game at 59%, got up to 61 with their free throw shooting yesterday,
right,
and now 100% today. That's an excellent turnaround. And you hear Coach Carpenter saying Coach Shelby Reeves gets some of the credit for that, working with the girls and kind of talking to them about it. Hobbs only getting 2 3-pointers in this game, which is less than their 7 average, but hey, you still win by 51. You're going to take that. Again, only 15 turnovers compared to 36 for the Santa Fe Indian School. And Hobbs did have 1 more rebound, 17-16. They had 6 from Jayla David to lead the team and 4 for Brett Clay. And again, those numbers are pretty low for rebounds because they really didn't need a lot with the transition game going on in this one.
And yeah, you got to love the fact that the coaches are working together. I mean, it is a team effort no matter what it is. The boys, the girls, they are definitely wanting to root for each other and want to make sure that they do well. And I'm glad to hear that Coach Shelby Reeves is part of this, as well as the fact that you said that, the team in itself has basically improved on the charity stripe. And you always want to see that. You definitely don't want to give up any freebies. And the charity stripe is the easiest points you're ever going to get, other than maybe an occasional uncontested layup or something like that. But in most cases, yeah, it's going to be the easiest points. You should be able to automatically get it. Should be about 90%. That's always a preferred number. Can't always get 100%, but if you can, that'd be great as well. But still, yeah, love to see the fact or hear the fact that the teams are working together, being able to better each other. And, yeah, even though this Hobbs Lady Eagles is always strong, always undefeatable in ways, it's always good to know that they're learning more and more and trying to get better at their game.
So Hobbs winning by 51 in this one, 67-16 over Santa Fe Indian School. They will play in the championship game of the Capital Tournament tomorrow. Around 5:15 pregame show and the tip-off at 5:30 as facing either West Las Vegas or Navajo Prep. It should be a good one, and hopefully the Lady Eagles will take the trophy like they did last year.
Right.
We'd like to give you our sponsors for the tournament this year, of course. That's why you're hearing it on the radio and seeing it on the internet as well.
Exactly. Thank you very much to Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, NMR Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Thanks once again for all your support.
Tiffany Stuber, thank you at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, will be with you tomorrow night at 5:15 here on 100.5 The Eagle, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Have a great rest of our Friday out there and a good weekend as well.